will be focused on how we can do that. So it's mostly about the demonstration that I'm going to show. So before that, let me just quickly introduce myself. So my name is Sumit. I'm from Kathmandu, Nepal, and these are my social media platforms where I'm available at. And I also have a YouTube channel where I quite frequently post Power Platform tutorials. Also, I am a fast track recognized solution architect for 2021. Also, I've been just recently recognized as Microsoft MBB. I'm a group leader for Power Platform User Group Kathmandu, and also a super user at powerusers.microsoft.com. Professional. In terms of profession, I am working as lead engineer at Signetic, which is a part of Leapfrog Technology, and we are currently focused on developing uh, oh, I should have opened my camera. So we are currently working on developing the vaccination solution for different cities in United States, especially in state of Washington. So one of being implemented in city of Seattle, and some of them have been implemented in Arizona, and all of these have been developed using Power Platform. So we are developing this vaccination solution where people can uh, schedule their appointments and get the vaccinations and what are the vaccinations they have been provided, all everything that's been developed using Power Platform and different Azure technologies. So speaking about today's topic, first of all, I'd like to talk a bit about custom pages. So custom pages is a mix of uh, canvas and model driven app, and you can it's kind of a way where we can have the uh, Canvas have components being displayed in a model-driven app. Before we can use embedded Canvas-based app into model-driven app, but now they have given this feature where you can directly have Canvas-based app into the model-driven app, and because of that, we have a cohesive way of showing what our user needs, and we can have a pixel perfect design components. Since model driven app is primarily very rigid in terms of the design and in terms of what we can do, but having this custom pages, now there is a big flexibility around the design and big flexibility around the components and that we can put. Also, one of the biggest gain that we get from custom pages is we can now connect to more than 400 data sources. Before, model driven app was very much restricted to Dataverse only, but with custom pages, since custom pages is basically canvas based app, now it can also connect to other data sources, not just restricting itself to data sources. And also the canvas custom pages can now apply FX for approachable low code logic. So before, like model-driven used to be implemented using let's say plugins or web resources for different logics or business rules, but now we can have Power FX as a low code logic uh, for the model driven app as well. And also, like we have before, as I mentioned earlier, we use Canvas app or web resources, but it was not very effective in terms of what it can do. But with this now, I think the possibilities of what we can do, bringing together the power of Canvas and bringing together the power of model driven app, is limitless. Apart from the custom pages, I will also talk about the command designer. So command designer is basically used to customize the command bars or even in model driven apps, and it also leverages the power of Power FX language. Though like all the components that we have in Canvas based app as Power FX component is not available right now, but most of the things that we need or we required is now available. And previously, we used to use Ribbon Workbench or Visual Ribbon Editor to edit those components, or we can extract the solution, and the XML tags that we have used to have in those solutions can be modified if we need to customize those ribbon or command bar. But now we can easily do with the command designer. And just when this command designer was introduced, the creator of Ribbon Workbench, Scott Donroe, posted that like I'm not going to further give versions of Ribbon Workbench because Microsoft has introduced the command designer. So the third-party app that we were using is now no more required, and this is a inbuilt out-of-the-box capability that is provided by the Power Platform itself. So I'll directly move into the demonstrations of what we can do, and here we go. So, sorry, this is, okay, this is the environment. So first of all, I'll just create a solution, and to make it, I tried it using creating a library management. So I'll just create a solution for library management where I'm going to put my custom components. So yesterday I tried creating one, so for to try out for the demo. So I'll just create a v2 of this one. So here is my solution where all the needed components for this particular library management will be there. For this demonstration, I yesterday created a table called books, which I'm going to add here. So books, and this table. Now I'm going to create a model-driven app where this book is going to be used, and in that model-driven app, I'm going to put a custom page. So I will create a new model-driven app from here, new to app and model-driven. And here we have two options, model-driven app designer preview and classic app designer. To create the custom pages experience, we have to use the modern app designer, which is in preview mode. So I'm going to select this and just creating my library management hub. So my model-driven app is now created. And now from here I can add a page, and when I add a page, it asks me whether I want a table or table based view, or from a dashboard or a custom page. So this table based view and form is the traditional site map or traditional site area that we can put in the model driven app, and this is the custom page that we can put in the model driven app. So just for this, because we are also using command designer later on, I'll just add this one as well for now. So here I will choose my entity books, and I'm adding here. And this, this is the traditional site area, and the traditional model driven app feature that we can have, and we can also introduce use right now. But with the custom page, now what it gives us is I can create a custom page, or I can select a existing one. So I'll just create a new one. I'll call it book list page, and I'm adding it. And what it does is it opens a canvas based app for me, and the canvas based app is opening, and within this studio I can create a canvas based app which will be then integrated into this model driven app. So this is my canvas screen that I can implement. And by design, since model driven app is responsive by nature, when creating this canvas based app, we have to consider the responsiveness feature of the canvas based app. So for that we can use a container, and I will use a vertical container. And to make this responsive, the first thing that we need to do is put its XY position. So my X position need to be 0, and my Y position need to be again 0. So this is at the top. Now the height and width of this container needs to be depending on the app size as well. So I'll just go to my width and put it parent dot width, so that the width of this container is the width of this parent, so that the responsiveness of the model driven app is also inherited in this custom page. And same with the height, I will put the height as responsive again, so it will be parent dot height. And now we have a very responsive container that will adapt to its parent or the size of the screen. So within this vertical container, I will put a horizontal container. So this horizontal container will act as a header. Uh, so the size of this horizontal container, I will put the height of this horizontal container as so see, here you can see the flexible height is on, and what it does is it will stretch to the whole screen if the flexible height is on, but I want it to have only occupy the top screen. So I'll put the height as 75 and maybe put a color. So I can put maybe blue or a little darker shade of blue. So within this horizontal container, I will put a label, and this label I can call it books. Now again, the width of this particular label can be put as a flexible height so that it stretches. So I can just go to width and parent dot height, or I can parent dot width so that it kind of stretches till the whole position, and then I can put the color as white so that it's a little visible. Then again extend the height to uh, again I can put height as parent dot height so that it extends to the height of this container. Okay, and align as is center. So I have some books here, and now I'm going to put a gallery where I'm going to list the books. So my data source is books, so I'm going to select that, and the book is now selected. And since I want it to be more than I don't want it to drop down as column, I might want it to have multiple columns, so I'll put wrap count as 4 so that 4 containers can be placed in this single screen. And now while we are doing it, maybe I want to have this width a little more a bit bigger height. So template size I'll put 75 probably, and maybe increase the height of this just so that, again, I think this is not good enough, so maybe let's put it 150. And now I will increase the cover, and then I have some columns like publisher. Let it oops. Okay, this also happens sometimes. So publisher name is coming up. Maybe I want the author name as well. So author. So yeah, so we have an app here, we have a header here. Maybe when let's say I want to add a new book, I might want to have an option to add that. So I'll just put an add icon over here, and this add icon is going beyond the border. So what I'm going to do is I will put this as flexible width, and this add button, I will put the color as white, and maybe I want the size or height of this button to be a little more depending on the parent height. So again, I will put parent dot height. Oops, parent dot height. Okay, so yeah. So now that when I click this within this Moldivan app, I want to create, I want the form of the Moldivan app to be open. If you don't want that, we can have multiple screens here as well, like in the conventional Power app, but the multiple screen option is not available by default. Uh, So if you see here, there is no option to add multiple screen, and the reason for that is they want the custom app by screen to screen itself. So they want multiple custom pages to be developed, and they just want single screen to be happen. But if you want that desperately, then what we have is there is an option in settings from where you can in display you can enable the multiple screen, and there is no option right now, but when you open that, you can see a new screen option appearing. So you can create a new screen, and within that new screen you can create a new form, and maybe you can put a navigate function in this icon, and then it can navigate to the screen. So you can use the same page to work as a multi-screen canvas app. But if you want the model driven form to open from here, what you can do is you can go to the on select property, and then you can put navigate, and then you can put defaults and books. So this will open you the form within the Power Apps, within the Moldivan app. So when I publish it and show you, I think you can get a better idea. And similar to that, when we click somewhere here, we want the model-driven form to open with this the data of this particular book or this particular book, depending on which book you click. So what I need to do is on the on select property, I will put uh, navigate, and then again this item. So it will navigate you to the screen where this item, this Jungle Book form is there. So I will save it, and let's save it. Let's give some time to save it. Okay, this is saved, right? Dismiss. Let's go back here. Okay, so this is a little weird. It's a known, I think it's a known issue, but whenever you save it and come here, it kind of tells you that page not found and it needs to be included. So you just save it and just refresh it, it kind of appears automatically. So I'm refreshing it. Okay, so I let's just save and continue. So let's check here. So now we can see that the custom page that we created from the canvas based studio is now here, and we have put some code around this plus icon as well as these books. So when I click this plus, the new form of the model driven app for the new books appear, and when we click this the data for this particular book opens, and I can just update any information here. So I can put author as Rudyard Kipling, and I save it, and it kind of reflects in our own canvas based app as well. So this is how we can implement the custom pages in the model driven app, and it gives you the seamless view as well as this is responsive as well. So when we stretch it, you can see this plus icon kind of adapting to the container of this browser. So it's responsive, though like I have not put the full responsiveness yet, so it might acting weirdly over here, but Since we have put the responsiveness in the container as well as this icon, it's adapting to the screen size. So this is how you can do it. And the next thing that I'm going to show is about the command designer. And for that, we can come back to the same app, and where we see this app is this is the view that we used to have in Moldovan app, and this is the form that we used to have in Moldovan app, and we have this driven in the Moldovan app, and from the dynamics time or in the early Power Apps time, this if we need to edit this, we have to like edit the XML tags in the solution, or we can use the Ribbon workbench to kind of implement that. But now this is something we can do with the command designer itself. So what we need to do is when we come to my model app designer, I can click here and I can click edit command bar. So this will ask me which command bar that I want to edit. Do I want to edit the main grid, which is this one? Uh, do I want to edit main form grid, which main form command bar, which is inside the form, which is this one? Or I want to have a subgrid view editor. So the command that appears in the subgrid, do I want to edit that, or something that appears in the associated view? For this demo, I will show you in the main form. So I'm selecting the main form and I'm clicking edit. So I have this. Okay. So this is the main form that I want to edit. And now maybe I want to have a new button that does something for me. So I'll books main form. Okay. So I'll just create a new command. And let's just call it notify, and I can select the icon. If I don't want any icon, it's fine. If I want icon, I can use icon or web resources. So I'll just come here and use the notification icon, which I think should be notification. So just for the demo, I'll click I want this to act as whenever I click this, it gives me the notification that so I'm using the conventional PowerFX code that I can implement in the Canvas based app. So I am going to notify that this is a demo notification, right? And I can have notification type as probably success, and then I can save and publish. And simply with this PowerFX, what I want to do is whenever this button is clicked, I want a notification to show that it is a demo notification. So let's play it. Sometimes it takes time to reflect, but so you just have to keep on refreshing. Yeah, okay, this is now has appeared, right? So when I click it, okay, so this has not fully appeared, so I'm just refreshing it. Let me refresh again. Okay. Oops. So let's just refresh again. So it happens that whenever this is implemented, it's kind of take times to reflect. So I'm just refreshing it. A new version of app is please refresh. Hopefully it works. Okay. So let's, okay. So when I click this, it is showing now this is a demo notification. So as you see, like it kind of takes some times to reflect. So it might happen. So you just keep on refreshing. It might just work in some time. Similarly, like I might want this to do something more than just notify. So what I am want to do is I want the value of publisher to be set as default publisher. So my default publisher is ABC publisher, and whenever I click this button, I want the value of this publisher to be set as the value that I need for the default publisher. So what I can do here is make this level set default publisher. And so my purpose is whenever I click this, the default value will be ABC publisher. So what I can do is I will patch this record similar to the patch that we use in the Canvas base app. And I want to patch books, and I want to patch this particular record that is here. So if it is Jungle Book here, I want to update Jungle Book. So for that, I will have to use self dot selected and dot item. So this gives me the context that this is the book that I want to update. And once it's said that this is the book that we want to update, I want to tell that these are the values that I want to be updated. So my publisher, I want to set it as ABC publisher. Okay. ABC publisher. We close it, and then so I'm updating this particular record and this particular item, and setting its publisher value as ABC publisher. And when this thing is done, I want to notify as well that uh, successfully set the default publisher. Then my notification type would be success. So this message needs to show up when this patch works. So I'm saving and publishing it. And let's play it. And again, it might take some time to reflect back. So let's see. Okay, it's not reflecting. So just refreshing again. Okay, this is showing up, but I guess it might throw an error. Okay, it did not. So it worked. And if I refresh it, okay, it worked, but it didn't work. This is a demo. Okay, I think it's not working yet. Okay, this is giving me the demo notification, so it's still not working. Okay, this notification is still showing up, and it's still going me the old one. So while this is happening, let's just I'll just show you the other part of what we can do with this command. uh, Hopefully it will work by then. So I'll come back to here, and I can put different titles, different description. For accessibility there are different options. I can also hide it or show it depending on if I need to hide it, show it. uh, so I have put a formula in this action bar to tell that what needs to happen when I click this, but I can also put a condition to show when this needs to be visible. So I am putting a show on condition option on the visibility, and I am opening the formula bar. And how do I want it here is, if let's say if my value is ABC publisher, I don't want this button to show up because it's already set as a default publisher. So I want to hide this button when the value is ABC publisher. So so I'll go to my formula bar of the visibility, and I can just put it self dot selected dot item dot publisher. So I don't want the publisher, if publisher is not ABC publisher. So when the publisher is not ABC publisher, this will show up, but when it's something else, it will not show up. So I save and publish it again. Hopefully the old one has appeared now. Okay, so I think, I don't know if this one has reflected, but I think the old one should be working. Okay, so as you can see here, like when I click here, the ABC publisher has been set by default, and I have a notification here that it has been set successfully to default publisher. I can go to another one, Oldman and C, and it also has tips publication. I can set this as default publisher, and then ABC publisher has been set. So I come back to here, and I'll just put it as just publisher because I want this button to show up in this record, and I don't want this button to show up in this one where the default publisher has been already set. Again, it might take some time to reflect, so just need to have some patience. So it keeps on saying that the version of this app is available, but you have to keep on refreshing, and it'll tell you the new version. So when so for this particular record, this has to disappear because I have put a condition here, and since it's still taking time to reflect, okay, I just have no other option but to refresh it. Okay, so while this takes time, I'll just go to another part of this presentation. So apart from having those navigation and power effects, we can also implement different things, like we can have a custom dialog box, or we can have a custom page appear as a quick view or quick create. And for that we can implement the JavaScript code for that. And if you go to this documentation, uh, where you can apply business logic using client scripting and navigating to and form a custom page using client API, there are a couple of codes that you can implement to show the custom page from your command line. So if you want to have an inline full page, then you can use this particular code, or if you want to have a full page with a record context, you can have this one. So overall documentation is this. I will demo you about having a site dialog using JavaScript and using the command designer. So let's play this. I think the old one should be reflected by now. Oh my god. So while this is happening, I'll just create a new command to have this site dialog open within this app. So I'll create a new command. and I will call this open side dialog. And what I need to do is I need to come to here in action, and I have to run JavaScript, and then I have to tell that which JavaScript library that it will use. So I will create a new library, and I can click on new. So this is so here I am creating a new JavaScript web resources where I will put this code and I can open a site dialog. Let's just see if this has worked. Okay, so if you see here in the ABC publisher, the button is not showing, but if you come here and come to Jungle Book, the button is showing because it is not default publisher. But if I set it as the first default publisher, it will disappear again. And then if I set it back to something else, it will appear again. So this is how you can put the visibility action as well, visibility logic as well. So back to my web resources. So I'll just call this my open side dialog or my open side.
Sumit, just a quick
Yeah.
time check.
Yeah.
So we are already 11:15. Since we started a little late by 5 minutes, we can extend by 5 minutes.
Okay. How much time do I have?
It's already 11:15, the scheduled time, so we can extend by 5 minutes.
Okay. Should be fine. My dialog. So I'm just keeping the my dialog. I will take this JScript text editor. I'll create a new function. Okay. Okay. So here I can just use this. I can create a function called my dialog or open dialog, and then within this I can put my code. Oops. This is the code that I want to put. So yeah. So this is the code that I have put, and when I call this function, it will open the new dialog. So I think I should be able to finish by time. So publish. So I publish this. I will search for my dialog here. Let's see. Okay, it's here. I added this and I'll put my function name, which is open dialog. I save it. And one thing I just missed. So in this text editor, I have to put the logical name of my custom app. So I'll just and I have to find the logical name of my app, which I can find within my solution. Okay. Uh, Oops. This is my environment. I go to my solution and this is my custom page, where's my custom?
I think at the top it is.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so this is the name of my uh, custom page. Since I cannot just copy it, I'll use my inspect element and copy the name, and I can just put it over my web resources, which is here. I can okay it, save it, and publish it. Also, the things like the dialog names and title and everything can also be edited, but since I don't have time, I'll not be able to show that. But let's see if it has reflected back. uh, this is the frustrating part. Okay, I think it has appeared. So anyway, this is good, this is good. I have already published. Hopefully it opens. Okay. uh, okay, I think for some reason it's not reflecting back, but the app that I created, it kind of appears here, and this open dialog, when I click it, it should appear in this one. So I think I have almost run out of time. This part, the last part, I couldn't show it properly, but I think with this demo you can get an idea that this is how you can implement the command bar as well as custom page in the model driven app, which is kind of a mix of canvas and model driven app. So thank you so much. Can we take have time for question answer, or how should we go, Sashi?
Yeah, anyone is like I have two queries.
Uh-huh.
So like my first question is custom page a replacement to embedded canvas app or it's just an enhancement to it?
Uh, I would say it's a very different to embedded, because in embedded we replace with the controls like a field control or a grid control, but in custom page we are actually replacing the overall view of this app. So it kind of a different feature than embedded, though it kind of acts similarly, but I think it has its own way of doing things.
And my next question is like, what are the deciding factors we should consider when to go for a custom page or embedded canvas app?
Again, I think custom canvas app works within a controller or a, probably a grid as a replacement when we have some custom needs. But I think when you have a overall view or overall setup that is needed, where you have more design consideration, we can use custom app, because I don't think you can have embedded app directly reflected as a whole view, right? Because you can put maybe uh, iframe embed in this screen and put as a web resource, but you cannot have a custom embedded app within this whole view. You can have embedded apps within, let's say, you can replace this controller, or maybe you can have a grid as a replacement using embedded app. But for custom controller, you can have a whole view being edited, so it gives you more flexibility. And apart from that, there are things like you can open maybe a new form or a new view using the embedded app, which is sorry, with the custom pages, which is kind of missing in the embedded app. So I think that should be the design decision based on what, where you want to place the custom pages. And in terms of uh, ALM process as well, so application lifecycle. This is more flexible because you can put it within a solution and it moves. But in custom, in the embedded, I think within the solution, it kind of gives some problems sometimes when you are moving to different environments. This I find it more flexible when I'm using custom apps, custom pages. Sorry.
Okay, okay. And I think Jakir, you have one query, right? You can just ask. After that, we
Yeah,
can.
yeah. It's just a replacement of HTML resources, like external HTML resources or something like that. If we are using like a custom app or a custom pages, Microsoft is like going in this direction, or how it is?
Yeah, it looks like it is a replacement to the HTML web resources, because before we can use
Mhm.
HTML web resources to have these design the
Yes.
places where we need design flexibility, right? Or we can create a Power Apps component framework. But I think that also, again, using HTML web resources and Power Apps component framework requires more coding knowledge, or requires more pro dev knowledge. But since I think Microsoft is going into the direction where they want to eliminate the requirement of having those technical or coding skills. So with this custom pages, now we don't need to code that we used to do with web resources. So again, like they are promoting the citizen development using this custom pages.
Okay. So just another quick
Yeah.
question. If I want to change the main grid, so So is it the same way that we have to introduce a grid in the Canvas app and then replace it in the main page of it, like in the settings, how it works actually? Uh,
I don't understand. Can you say again?
see, see, this is a main grid, right? Main
This clip?
Yes, this screen.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to replace the view of this screen using a custom Canvas app.
Mhm.
So is it the same way that you have shown to us, or is that a bit tricky from the setting of that? So we have to check it. Like I just wanted to get an idea. Is that
Uh,
doable
you want to, so when you want to, in terms of design or in terms of,
in terms of replacement of this view?
yeah,
Uh,
if you have to replace this, I think you can use custom page and maybe you can create maybe a grid of yourself, sorry, a command or ribbon of yourself in this particular app itself. That's how you can do that. But only this part you cannot do that. You have to replace the whole screen with the custom page.
oh, okay, got it. No problem. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah. So thank you, Sumit, for giving us insights on custom pages and command designer. So it was a great, insightful session, and thanks for that.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me as well. Hope to join me in further meetups of yours as well.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.